What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Clarified Moments. Thought I'd chime in. I've taken a small sabbatical, just time to refresh, renew, reconnect, educate myself more. You got to do those things from time to time. So I'm still dropping videos. Obviously, here's another one. So this video, let's get right into it. This video, I wanted to I labeled it culture. Is it culture? Is it kingdom? So the kingdom perspective. So we're about 3-4 days away from the general election, and people obviously taking sides. So this video isn't about trying to convince you one way or the other. It's not about trying to sway you. As a matter of fact, I believe most people have already made their minds up anyway. So, it's just a waste of time to even be trying to do that. If we so happen to touch someone, probe someone's heart, and they decide that the position that they've taken is counterproductive to who they are and what they represent, then so be it. But I just want to bring some clarity to this kingdom culture, this kingdom perspective, and this other perspective. So you've taken a position, and that position promotes a certain purpose, right? So to shed a little light on humanity's common core purpose, we have to ask the question, what is that? And how that position we take can jeopardize that common core purpose. First and foremost, it was called according to God's purpose. That encompasses a lot of layers, but let's just say for the sake of the time in the video, we're called according to God's purpose. What is that purpose? To be his representation in the earth, to be an ambassador of Christ, to reflect him, to have heaven on earth, allow people to see us and maybe decide that they want to rock with him. So let me try to paint a perfect picture to give you a better example of what we mean by when we're talking about taking a certain position. So when I was younger, and I lived a certain lifestyle associated with the streets, and I decided to live this lifestyle, I took a certain position. I decided that I was going to be here versus here. I was going to live this lifestyle versus this lifestyle. So I took a position, obviously. So that position a lot of times didn't have room for others or other people's well-being. It's a dog-eat-dog world, as they say. I don't want to use that expression, but it's the king of the jungle, so to speak. So you had to do what you had to do. So let's just say I sold some stuff, I stole some stuff, I did whatever it was I felt necessary to get what I felt I needed to get at the time. And because of that side I took, or that position I took, there was some collateral damage. There were some people that got hurt. There were some people that didn't win because I made them lose by way of the things that I done. So it don't matter what the reason was. It don't matter what the circumstances were, the situation. I still took a position, and my position at the time was it didn't matter what side effects or what collateral damage occurred from the choices I made. As long as I was able to progress in the direction that I wanted to go in. If there's collateral damage, if there's people that get hurt, that's just what it is. And obviously that was the wrong decision to make. That was the wrong position to take. So what does that mean when we're talking about this election? So we're talking about, who are those people? God, family, community, neighborhood, society, all of the above. And because we do know that side I took, or that position I took, has certain requirements that were counterproductive, again, to the well-being of others, we knew that. Like it's just evident. Because you're either adding value or taking away value from people at any given moment. And so all these different entities, again, God, family, communities, society, innocent people. Because of that position, because I drew that line in the sand and said, I'm here, this is me, this is what I represent, then I couldn't represent anything else. So simply put, taking sides that are taking a side, put it like that, that is counterproductive to the well-being of somebody else, creating conditions that can't coexist to the well-being of others, that's foul. And that's not who we are as kingdom people, which is what we're doing, which is what I was doing, which is what some of us are doing. We're taking the position that we've taken. So what does that mean? Some of us have taken the very side, which is mind-boggling to me, the very side that is trying to create the very circumstances that are counterproductive to the culture of the kingdom. It's almost like suicidal, like it's self-destructive. And again, I'm speaking to people with the mind frame of the kingdom. Those of us that don't have the mind frame of the kingdom, then you're doing what you do. Although I don't necessarily agree with that, and we weren't designed that way, that's a whole nother conversation. But this video is for the purpose of outlining the positions that we take and how they affect others. And the position as a kingdom-minded person, we need to be very careful. Because again, we're taking the very side that is pushing against the very agenda of the kingdom that you say you believe in. The very broad side, that common think tank, or what I like to call zombie-like thought. We signing up membership. They're giving out free memberships, and we just signing up like it ain't nothing. And again, if you really look at this from a spiritual standpoint, you look at it through a spiritual lens. What side are you truly taking? What position are you truly promoting when you take this position that's counterproductive to the kingdom? I mean, the most popular position right now, the most popular position, it's this progressive position. And I would argue that it's not very progressive at all. It's actually regressive. But again, that's a whole nother video. But are we really looking at the side that we're taking? Are we really evaluating the position that we're taking? Are we really pulling back the layers, evaluating the principles that's being promoted from this position, and if they line up with our core principles that we say we believe in? Because if we are, we wouldn't even take that position. We wouldn't take that side. Not saying that the other side, that both sides don't have issues, but I'm talking about the common core things, the foundational truths. There's no what I like to call clear conscious thought, which brings logic and reasoning to the thought process versus emotion and feelings. Everybody in their feelings. Look at it like this. I'm sure you guys have heard the expression. I mean, I heard it a lot growing up. I heard it too much when I was growing up, unfortunately, because I was hard-headed. I was just hard-headed. Straight up. Just stubborn, hard-headed, gonna do what I want to do. And I had to learn the hard way. So my mom would say this to me all the time. And it's funny because, if I think about it, some of us need to hear that right now. Some of us need to hear this right now. So here it goes, quote unquote, from Mary Gibson, my mother. If your friends go jump off a building, does that mean you have to? Real talk. Does that mean you have to? So everybody's over here in this lane, the most popular lane, the broad lane, or the broad road, and you over there too. So I became a free thinker pretty early, even if I still identified and subscribed to some of what my culture or my environment was doing. I still was thinking outside the box. I still was like, this, I'm my own person. I don't know if I need to rock with him or rock with her. She kind of foul, even though I was foul. It's just the way my mechanics was. But I did dirt because that was what some of my friends was doing. I was in that lane. I took that position because that was some of what my friends was doing. And that's what my mom was trying to communicate to me was, you just following the crowd. You just following the leader. So I was misrepresenting me. I didn't have the fortitude to stand on my own, be my own man, to think clearly. I was trying to play two roles. I wouldn't take a position or choose a side. I was doing that because it was easier to do that versus do this. So I call myself taking a definitive position with layers that I can take and add at will. So some things I wouldn't do, some things I would. Can't do that. It's not going to work. So I feel like some of us are trying to do that. You know what I mean? We're trying to say, okay, I'm going to take this position even though I don't agree with every principle in this position, and I still can rock with this position over here. It's all or nothing, folks. We already know that. I can still rock with the kingdom. I can still rock with God, but I'm going to take this side, which has a totally opposing position. Don't work like that. There's no honor among thieves. Remember that saying? I was trying to rock with them, have honor with them, but dishonoring other people, my God, and other people that really were had value in my life. I'm gonna rock with the blood, but my skin color, it carries more weight. That's what we're doing right now, because it's the popular thing to do. It's the broad way. And for those of us, and I keep referencing this, that are part of or have been a part of the kingdom culture, that is, we know where the broad way leads to. We know. So you got a lot of us on this road right now, that the road that most or the majority is traveling right now. Everyone is over there on that road. You might be on the wrong road, dog. Like, serious, straight up, you might be on the wrong road. Celebrities, musicians, entertainers, athletes, comedians, the movie industry. You might be on the wrong road. Social media activists, so-called social justice warriors, everybody's over there on that road. Pro-color activists, that's a new one. I thought about this the other day. Pro-color activists are always seeing through the lens of color. They're forever actively promoting color. That's idol worship right there. We should know that we're more valuable than our skin color. So why we keep promoting it? Why we keep standing on it? Why is it just, it's the foundation of value with us? We weren't designed that way. Being a perpetual victim, like we always complaining. I'm not saying there's not problems, but where's the solutions other than complaining? Tearing stuff up. Again, the position of culture over the kingdom. That's what we are. That's the lane that a lot of us are in. So when you go to the polls, you guys, and some of us again already have, hopefully we don't or haven't jeopardized those certain core principles that I referenced earlier for the sake of the culture. Because we weren't called according to just any type of culture, but we were called according to the culture of the kingdom. We were called according to purpose. And like I said earlier about what that purpose is, there's a lot of layers to it. But I do know, there might be a lot of questions about what it is definitively, but what we do know is it has nothing to do with skin color. It has nothing to do with hate and bigotry and all that stuff, wrath and being spiteful. It has nothing to do with that, being disruptive, promoting civil disorder. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with racial heritage or racial identity. It has nothing to do with political affiliation. We can't lean towards our own understanding. So whether you agree with me or not, you have to admit that the total sum of humanity's very existence is bigger than these limited values. It's bigger than that. So hopefully we gave you guys something to think about, brought a certain level of clarity to your consciousness, and just take it with you, that little nugget. Just take it with you, think about it, chew on it, go pray about it, go meditate on it, do research, whatever it is you need to do to get a better understanding about the position that you need to take according to your core design, according to what you were called to do, according to your purpose. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment below what you think about this subject matter. What is your position? Not political affiliation, but what is your position? This is the question you need to ask yourself. What is your position, and why do you take that position? And does that position line up with God's position? Real talk.